Webex have a way to prevent student accounts from being able to join non-domain invites?
Absolutely. So at the administrator level, you have the ability to lock down what the users of your domain can do. And as some of you, maybe you already know this based on your question, there is not only a flavor of live events like we're in today, there's a flavor of WebEx in live meetings. There's also a flavor of WebEx that is not only live, but asynchronous in nature, and that is called WebEx Teams. And they all operate together. And inside that, you have the domain listed peeps. You can decide, if you're a part of this domain, what you can do and what you can't do, and who can even come into those. You can set your domain so that no external person can actually join a live call or be a part of an asynchronous conversation. So absolutely, it's all about security. You better believe it. In fact, I have and I have to get you this link in a minute because I don't have it right at my fingertips, but I did a webinar with a friend of mine from Cisco named Dave Ritteman about 2 weeks ago, and it was all about WebEx and security. So I will get you a link to that on-demand video. It's about 15 minutes long, and you can watch that and have access to it. So back on the slide where we were talking about the different modalities of delivering information, I use the underscore term LMS, or Learning Management System. One of the questions I get most often is, how do I drive adoption with a tool like this with my faculty members? And because I have faculty members here, I don't want us to shirk that. I mean, guys, ladies, we're asking them to do 50,000 things, and many times we're handing them 50,000 tools to do those 50,000 things. We got to cease that, okay? We need to meet our educators and our learners where they already are. And for a great portion, especially at the university level, for a huge portion of them, they're living inside this learning management system. It's where they have their syllabus. It's where they have their quizzes. It's where they have their assignments. All of those things live inside their learning management system. Now, if you're interested as a techie in what I'm about to talk about, I'm actually going to go out here real quick and put this link inside the WebEx team space for our meeting so you guys can take it. Sarah, just put this over into the chat so folks can reference it if you don't mind. And for those of you who want all of this content, because this content is going to be not just while we're together, but it's going to be me adding content after the fact. If you want it, let Sarah or let Dahlia know, and they will add you to this WebEx team space. Again, that's a flavor of WebEx. So if we want to meet teachers where they are, we got to get it plugged into where they live. So check this out. Inside Canvas now, I, as a faculty member, have the ability to determine I don't really care about what flavor of WebEx I'm using. What I really care about is how I'm going to use it. So option 2 there is virtual meetings. That's the live classes I teach. Do I want to use this to teach live classes? Now, before I go any further, right now we're in a distributed learning model. And one of the teachers I thought did such a great job the other day when she asked me this question. She said, so Lance, typically I've got 30 learners in one environment where I control every aspect of the environment. The temperature, the lighting, what they can see, where they're seated, and everything else. Now I have 30 learners in 30 environments where I cannot control a single thing about their environment, right? How am I going to do that? In this world that we are in COVID-19, virtual meetings allows us to manage all the way down to the expulsion of a student, what they can and can't do as if we're standing in a room with them, okay? Now, having said that, in a non-COVID world, I would strongly encourage you as a faculty member to explore the BYOD, the one-to-one engagement in your classroom, to say, hey, how can I repurpose virtual meetings or virtual classes and use the same tool in my live classes? For things as basic as, I need you to be able to see it on your local glass, to be able to hold it up to your face and see it. I need to be able to have these 30 people subdivided into 6 different groups and stay in their chairs without ever leaving their seats go, and I want to be able to see everything that's going on. That's classroom collaboration, okay? I need to be able to have a standardized way to have office hours with individual learners. And we can use this tool whether we're in a COVID situation or not. Now, it may not be you, and that may be a little extreme, but I got to tell you what I heard the other day about Oklahoma. We're already discussing what we're calling toggling the learning environment. Let me define that for you. That means we may start all together here at the school, and then we may toggle based on an outbreak to remote for a couple of weeks. And then we may toggle back to school as the outbreak dies down. And then we may toggle back to distributed learning. If that's the world I'm going to find myself in, guaranteed I'm going to use the same tool for my local and remote experiences. So I got a groove on, and there's consistency in the way the learners engage with me. And do it all through your learning management system.